The Sims 4 trailer here. Let me back it up. I got started a little early on that. We're going to have the Sims 4 trailer here, right? For Horse Ranch. Horse Ranch, this is the very first trailer. This is our first official look at it. We've certainly had several looks at it from leaks so far. This is our first official look at it from Maxis directly. This is the Sims 4 Horse Ranch expansion pack. Official review. Start now. Now, a lot of people have seen this already. I've seen it as well, too. I will say right off the bat, let me turn this volume down a bit here on my side. I will say right off the bat, of course, as soon as I saw this, like a lot of people, I basically do think Strangerville 2.0, right? I think it looks a lot like Strangerville. Now, it does have a little bit of a more New Mexico, Arizona type of feel to it, and the lighting is a lot different. But it has a lot of similarities. It has a lot of similarities right off the bat. We start with what looks like an interloper into town, someone new walking along the dusty road. Now, she's probably a local, the girl on the horse. And she's giving her kind of the side eye there, like, you know, who are you and what are you doing here? But since it's the Sims, they're friendly and nice and they're going to wave hello. Right off the bat, you probably noticed it says, not all images are in the game. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. I really do think when you're going to do a trailer for a game, you should just show the game. I don't want to see a dream or a fantasy or what I can imagine it does. I want to see what it does. Now, my hope is that what's not in game is that first cinematic opening there, that's the only thing that's not really in game. And that would kind of make sense. They wanted to do this little sort of cinematic opening. But yeah, I don't like that. Just show me what's in the game and leave it at that. What's in the game is this downtown area. Right off the bat, you can kind of see there's a lot of rabbit holes here. There's a general store rabbit hole that might actually work. We'll see when we get there. And whatever this is here in the building, in the background, that building looks real, right? So it must do something. I don't know if it's supposed to be the saloon. It doesn't really look like a saloon. It looks more like a more official type of building, but there you go. So she's walking into town. Is at the very least, it is going to be a rabbit hole grocery store. I hate rabbit holes too. Let me be the first to say I don't like rabbit holes, but better a rabbit hole than nothing. Better a rabbit hole than just a flat front or a static, shell or something. And it would be really cool if we did have some sort of grocery store, even as a rabbit hole to pretend to go into. I would like that. Okay. It almost looks like a theme park to me more than an Arizona or Utah or New Mexico type of town. Like it kind of looks like Old Town maybe in Albuquerque, where that's very, it's Old Town, right? So it's kind of themey. It feels very themey to me. Now, what can I say? I'm sure there are plenty of people from England who will tell me that cottage living, that does not look, I've been to England, in fact, but that does not look like England, right? That looks like like an English theme park. So I kind of get it. And if you want to pretend like it's the Old West, you want to do Old West stories, this is going to work great. I mean, if you do want to do some stories set in the Old West, or if you want to use this for a theme park, I do think from that point of view, it's really going to go great, right? Okay. Now we're getting to the bar. Every pack comes with a bar because it's a base game venue. So every pack comes with a bar. But the bad thing is we have a lot of bars. We already go out drinking a lot in game. So I'm always nervous when they include the bar as kind of the feature, right? That this is one of the features of the pack is that there's a bar. Well, that's not really a feature. In a lot of ways, that bottle of wine there that they probably made themselves also isn't a feature because we kind of have that with eco living. And granted, we can't jump in there and stomp around on it, on the grapes or whatever they're stomping on. So that is different, but it's just a little bit different. So I'm a little nervous starting out, on this trailer because I'm seeing Strangerville and a bar, right? Okay. Obviously, we also have a festival here, which seems to be on the surface. What we're hearing, it seems to be it's going to be a lot more involved than, say, the cottage living pie contest or whatever it was, right? The pie contest was pretty simple. I think this is going to be a little more involved. You have to train your horse. You have to raise your horse. You have to put the horse through the paces. You have to, jump. I don't know a lot about horse showing, but you have to jump like those guardrail things, right? Go through like the paces and stuff like that. So that does look pretty good to me. I do think it's a novelty, and after a while, you'll get bored with it. Here's some of it right here. Now, here's where you're going to train your horse. This is not the competition. So this is going to be kind of an upgrade of the cat and dog training stuff, from cats and dogs, right? But it is different. A human is riding the horse. You're going to hopefully be controlling the horse. I hope. Fingers crossed. I hope that it's not just run the horse through it 10 times on like high speed, right? On ×3 speed, and voila, you're a master horseman. I hope that it's a little bit more involved with that, because one of the problems with the game sometimes is we press a button and there's an animation, and then that's all there is to it. So there's not any real challenge to it. It's just pressing the button enough times that little green bar goes up, right? So I hope there's a little bit of a challenge here. That said, it looks cool. It looks very cool. I do like it. It looks very authentic. It's got a great look, right? The stable has a great look. This has a great look. I love this. I don't know what the beach ball's for. I've never seen a horse with a beach ball. Maybe in case you want to take your horse to Del Sol or Sulani. Yeah, I know you can take your horse to Sulani and run along the beach, run along the surf, right? That'd be really cool if we can do that. I hope we can do that. But yeah, I'm not sure what the beach ball's for. I really don't know. But there it is. We have a beach ball. There's a lot of cool things in this scene. I think the structure looks cool. Probably like a content creator made this structure. And if they did, this looks pretty good from the outside. I think it looks really quite nice. Back here, very cool debug item back there. Love the old fire truck. So the training and the festivals look good. Now this looks like a house, right? Someone lives here. This is someone's ranch. One thing I really was worried about was that the lots are going to be kind of small. And I'm going to show as we go through this trailer. Now this looks like a pretty good sized lot, right? Ranches are usually pretty big, and even the part that your house sets on, because you're not just going to have a house. A ranch is not just a house, right? You have the house, you have the barn, you're going to have a cellar, you're going to have maybe some other outbuilding over there. Ranches are usually the part that holds the house is still usually fairly sizable. So a lot of what I'm seeing in this trailer coming up is what look like small farmhouses. And that's fine for a ranch, but the yard looks really small and the space looks really small. So that's the thing. A ranch is not a suburban lot. And this one looks good size though. This one does look good size. I do like this whole look to the house looks great. Looks very authentic. I love this little building over here. I do love this cool. Back here looks very much like Utah. I said Arizona and New Mexico. This does have a Utah flair to it as well. I think it's been referred to as Utah. At least I read that somewhere. This looks like Arches, right? Arches National Park in Utah. Great place to go, by the way, if you haven't been there. I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful country in the American Southwest. I don't mind this being Strangerville Part 2, V2, except that I would like just to see something besides the United States. But this looks good. It does look really good. Again, like I said, here's what everyone's buying. A baby playing with babies, right? The baby playing with babies is what everyone's pretty much buying. You want the ghosts to be able to give back massages to Sims. Well, they will definitely kick you in your shins coming up, as we're about to see. I love when they play dead. That's coming up too. I love that. That was so cute. Now, wonderful scenes here. It looks like a local again. I'm going to be really curious. So far, Native Americans have not gone ballistic about what's in this pack. So I hope there was some cultural sensitivity. Please, dear God, let Maxis have learned from the past. And I hope there's some cultural sensitivity with how Native Americans are handled in this pack, however they may be, because I haven't really seen much yet, except just, kind of the look, kind of cosmetics. And there's so many different American, North American tribal groups, right? Native American groups that, the different tribes are different. They have some similarities, but they're different. They all have a lot of things that are unique to them and their particular culture. So fingers crossed on that. I totally don't want to see like any drama Any drama if we can help it. Although sometimes I get where the drama's coming from. I get where it's coming from. And I totally get people who have some drama about certain things. Not yet, right? I don't know what she's going to say. Who knows what she'll say. Now, there's been a lot of talk real quick about paintable ceilings. And yes, we have seen some paintable ceilings. So far, they've all been wood. And they all look like the type of ceiling you would see in a barn with the loft is built. When you look up, you see the wood. So far, all I've seen is ones that look like that. And that I'm going to just call it and say that's what we're getting. Notice here, there's nothing on the underside of these roofs. Even though they have the ability to kind of do it because they've done it with Solani. I'm going to call that the ceiling textures are all going to be wooden beams. That's all we're going to get. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope all the ceilings can be done with the various sort of flooring types and tile types and things we have in the game, but I doubt it. I do doubt it on that. Quick. Now, she's going to get thrown off this horse. And I also think here's a death, right? My guess is we haven't heard about any new deaths in this game so far, right? We haven't heard about any deaths. So my guess is you can get thrown off the horse and killed. That's going to be my guess, right? And then you can drink some wine and come back. For now, fingers crossed, right now. Okay, here we go. This is a good example of what I mean by I'm afraid we're getting a lot of small lots. That house is not very big, right? And there's nothing around it. There's no outbuildings around it. There's not even much landscaping around it or a sidewalk or a terrain painted sidewalk. My thought is, this is going to be what? 20 by 20, maybe something like that at most. And again, this works great as a little farmhouse. It does. It does work great as a little farmhouse. It's actually pretty cute. I don't know who made this, but the exterior right off the bat to me, it's very cute. It's a very cute house. I do like the exterior on this. It's also on a small lot and looks small. Now, once we get inside, we find that she's doing a little grape stomping here. She's going to brew up a little of her own brew at home. I think she did take her shoes off in this one because in the art, it looks like the cowboy still has his boots on. Don't drink that one. Don't drink that one. That's probably the one that brings you back to life. It's probably, it's kind of gross. It's kind of gross, but that's probably walk around outside all day long and then stomp on the grapes, and that's the nectar that brings you back to life. They do differ amongst themselves, of course. That's the other thing I think you could die from, because in real life, if you slip like that, you hit your neck on the side of that barrel and break it. So I'm hoping there's 2 death types, in game, because we love death. We love death in the Sims. We love to kill our Sims. We love for them to die by surprise. So we have to go and quickly exit without saving and get our, come back and stop them from doing it. So I hope we get 2 deaths. I hope that's one of them. She's not impressed. Now, I'll say again, this is another house. I think it's very cute. This is the modern farmhouse style, right? Very popular in my area right now. I have a big addition right up the street building modern farmhouse style at the moment. And it's super cute. I do think, again, I think they did a good job with it. I do like it. Let me say that right off the bat. I think, again, though, it's a small lot. How big? Maybe 20 by 30. That's going to be my guess there because it's long and narrow. And now in this one, you can kind of see the town back here behind it. So yeah, in town, maybe your yard wouldn't be as big, although often rural yards are fairly good size. But it's a cute house. I totally do like it. Love the little stable attached, but it does not look like a ranch-sized lot to me. But, what can I say? It is cute. Super cute house. Just another example of small yards. Now, she's going to try to get to know the horses. This is my favorite part right here. I love it. I love it. I'm going to buy this pack. I would buy this pack, spend $40 on this pack just so I could have that little goat. You probably can't control them, but just so you can pester them or do whatever you have to do to have them bang into your legs all day long. Because it is cute. It's super cute. Like I said, this is selling the pack. Even more than horses, what I hear everybody talking about is, oh my God, those baby animals. And there's only 2 baby animals. There's a goat and a sheep, but it's still selling the pack. People are still in love with it. I'm in love with it. I totally love them. I totally dig it. Right now, that's cute too. I love him. I love him because he looks kind of mad there. Now, we're going to go back here. Let's take a look. They cut so quick in these trailers. Let me see if I can get ratcheted back here a little bit. This right here is the most realistic depiction so far in this game of a ranch. Because as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, big pile of cow plop or horse plop. Big pile of horse plop definitely sums up most ranches. The only thing that's a little bit off is there's only one, because they're probably, and it's on the patio. It probably should be like all over the place, right? Little sort of water pump out here. I'm assuming it doesn't work, but it's a very cool decorative item. I do think that's really nice back in there. I love a lot of this build buy stuff. Looks really good, you know, for this kit. The doors, the windows, all, you know, a lot of it looks super good. I love where she feeds the horse the apple. You know, again, a very heartwarming moment. And she gives him a big old hug. She's totally happy. Thank God he's not going to kill you. Horses are big. Now, that's the other thing I'll kind of say. In some ways, like right here, that horse does not even look big enough. Horses to me are like huge. And I have a little bit of here's the deal. I have a little bit of a phobia of horses. I cannot ride a horse. I do not know how to ride a horse. And they are always so massive to me. And they always have this glint. Like they know, you know, they know they could just trample you to death, right? So the horse here looks a little diminutive to me, but it's cute. It's sweet that she's giving him a hug. You know, they're kind of getting along. I love this too, feeding the baby horse milk. Again, babies are going to sell this pack. You know, that's part of what sold Growing Together too, was infants. Babies are going to sell this pack. I love him. I love that gnome there with the cowboy hat, dressed up for the West. Hopefully he's good. I don't have to put him in the recycler, which is where all the naughty gnomes go. But it is super cute for right now. And I don't know what this is. I don't know if that's a kid's toy or just a decorative item. It would be great if it was some sort of kid's toy. I think that'd be really a lot of fun. And I love this. I love that he falls over and plays dead. That was hilarious. That's a really great addition to the pack. There are a lot of great touches to this pack. We're going to come to kind of the value of this pack coming up, but right on, you know, there's a lot of great touches. There's a lot of fun things in this so far. And it's, you know, you can kind of tell watching it. I really do like it so far. I'm not a big horse person, but I really do like what's in this pack so far. And she's in love with the little goat, and they get together here in the house. The furniture is pretty cool, very Western inspired. Dig this over here. I'm not sure what's back here. I hope these are usable, like where you can put them in a closet. It'd be great to have some more clothing racks that we can actually use as a closet, right? Nice setup here for the wood for the fireplace, some other decorative objects. Again, looking at this, they're almost overdosing on the Wild West, right? On the Old West. I do give them a pass because I know they're setting it up. So if you want to play like it's the Old West, you want to play like it's Yellowstone or whatever that show is called, you have that option with the clothes and the build buy objects. I don't really see people dress like this. This I do, like coveralls and stuff, sure. But I don't really see people dressed like this that often. I kind of made a comment online. Was it a costume party? Were they doing a costume party? But I get why they did it. And it will be cool to have those other clothes. This cutest thing ever. I have not seen this. It must be new, right? It must be new. Someone's probably going to say, no, it's been there. But, I think it's brand new and it's super cute. The little jumper for the infant. I'm so glad they remembered infants in the very first pack, you know, or the second pack, I guess, after infants, but kind of the first one really since they've been introduced. I do think unicorns are coming. I don't think they're in this pack. I think fairies are also coming. Now, if they do, it might not be this year. It might not be till the first of next year. If they do, it'll be the end of this year. If it's this year, you know, I do think fairies are coming, and it makes sense to me you would throw unicorns into the fairy pack because it really wouldn't take much to do that. You know, you just have to do a little graphical changes to the horse, which you already have, right? You already have that asset. So you throw a horn on it, you do some different coloring or something. Maybe the eyes light up. I don't know. And you toss it in with fairies and it kind of upmarkets that if it ends up being a game pack, you know, it'd make it a little bit more fleshed out game pack. See, Lori, I probably rode a horse at, like at a fair, you know, not like a real horse, one hooked to a little circle, you know, probably a pony or something. I think I've actually ridden an actual horse that way with my son, actually. And, you know, it takes you around in a circle, right? I don't really count that. That's like just a live carousel. But Yeah, I have ridden a horse that way. But if you were to expect me to hop up on a horse and take off across the prairie, no. I mean, most of the farms and ranches I've been to in my life, yeah, they typically do have a horse or two, or maybe like two. But usually most of the farming and ranching is done with a truck, right? I mean, usually because there's a lot of distance to cover. Ranches are usually really big. Farms are really big. So yeah, it's usually done with a truck or maybe like a 4x4, a four-wheeler type of thing. Not 4x4, but a four-wheeler or kind of a gator or something. So she's meeting some locals here. Again, we've got some great Build By stuff. Build By looks totally cool. A nice Western theme. Finally, some more cabinets for the kitchen. Hooray. I do like these. They're very Western style, but they would work with a lot of different kitchens. And they especially would work with the new modern farmhouse trend in house building that, I mentioned a little bit ago. It definitely, they definitely would tie in with that, right? We've also got a trophy back here. Looks like someone won something at the horse games, right? That's what I'm going to assume is that this is going to be from that kind of horse competition. And that's the trophy you get. And lots of liquor. Lots of liquor in this game. There's wine everywhere. Whoa, look back here. There's wine everywhere, right? Super cute again. I love this. I don't know if everyone's aware of kind of painted horses. There's an artist that kind of does fiberglass horses. His name escapes me, and I should have looked it up before I did this. But I love his artwork. I love the horses that he's done. We have one at our museum locally here in town, and they're very, very cool. That's the first thing I saw or thought of when I saw that, and I thought, that's just awesome. It's really, really cool. One thing I don't like, and I haven't had anything to say here in a little bit about is this back behind here is a rabbit hole. So it looks like the horse competition arena is just going to be a massive rabbit hole, although there's definitely an outside component to it, where you can kind of go around through the competition, the jumps and stuff. But inside looks to just be sort of, like I said, a rabbit hole. Now, talking about painting, of course, as we know, we're going to have the paint system brought over, I assume. They're not showing it here, but I assume the same paint system from cats and dogs to design our own horses, right? So... and it's possible unicorns will be in there with that. I mean, that is possible. So we'll see once we have a little more view on that when they do a live stream. Maxis usually does a live stream. The horses look really cool. I mean, the one that just passed, it's a skeleton. It's really hard to kind of land on it. I'm assuming that it's not just pre-done horses because they're not showing the color wheel and stuff, which makes me a little nervous. But they mostly probably aren't showing the color wheel because you can do unicorns, right? You can do unicorns in game with the color, with the cast system. And so they don't want to show it prematurely and give it away. They want that to be a big surprise that's coming. So that's my thought why maybe they're not showing that as part of this part of the trailer, right? I like the gear. The gear looks really cool. Super cool. Love these debug items. Also very cool. Nice windmill out there. She's going to learn how to ride. She's taking it in stride, going through town there. Again, it's a very cute town, kind of theme parky, like I already touched on, but it's cute. I like riding out here through the kind of this area, right? Apparently there's a big national park that I think there's 2 neighborhoods and then a national park as part of this world. That's what it kind of reads like on the EA site. So I think that's super cool, and especially how she's galloping there. She's running. This looks awesome. Doesn't that look so cool? It does look very, very cool. There's places you can camp there. There's places you can picnic there. I hope there's at least some buildable lot within the national park as there is at Granite Falls. I hope so. I hope that we get some option to kind of build our own thing there, maybe build some little cabins or something and not just literally camp in a tent. So that's my hope, but it looks gorgeous. And, I think it's great to kind of have that that room to roam, right? Put a big space there to roam with your horse. I mean, the good news is this, of course, that the horses are part of your family, so you can take them anywhere in any of the Sims worlds, or you should be able to. Now, I'll preface that by saying probably when you go to Batu, it'll say you can't bring your horse, right? You can bring your horse to Batu. I always take my pets to Batu, and I took my baby to Batu, my infant to Batu recently too. But it'll say, you can't bring your horse, and it'll leave him there. I'm thinking, I hope you can bring him to an apartment just because it'll be hilarious. I hope when you go to rent an apartment, it doesn't say the condo association won't allow you to have a horse in your apartment. Because really, they wouldn't know until you already had the horse in there, right? I mean, how do they know you have a horse? Just because you're a cowboy? That's a little stereotypical, I think. But anyway, my thought is I hope horses can go everywhere. They are part of the family. And so my hope is, yeah, you can move one into your apartment in San Myshuno. Sure, you can take it to Sulani. I really hope you can take it to Sulani. Del Sol, all of that, I hope you can take it too. Now, we get a new dance style here. I mean, kinda. It is line. I don't like line dancing. I don't like group dancing. I'm going to take this as a cruise ship hint, though. I'm going to take this. Let's call it. I'm going to mark down another prediction. Cruise ship hint for The Sims 4 because they're line dancing in a group. Looks just like the cruise ships I go out of Galveston, Texas. In reality, of course, it's just very. I guess they think it's really common to do line dancing, and it kind of is. I think it's cool though that we are getting a new dancing style in game. I think it's not cool that dancing style is not two Sims together, right? Two Sims dancing together. That I don't think is very cool. We have one dance that Sims can do together, and it's a slow dance, and it lasts like literally 15 seconds, and they separate, right? I love that. I'm going to go with that one. Hidden Valley Ranch definitely works. We got some more wine drinking here. Which is fine. The whole like grape stomping thing to me is a little superfluous because we do have that in a way through eco living, right? I guess this is another way to add it into the game, and it doesn't really bother me to kind of recreate experiences in other packs with just a new twist. That doesn't. And I know a lot of people have wanted that sort of grape stomping thing back, right? I've seen people ask for it. I know it's kind of a demand out there. So I'm glad enough it's back. I hope there's enough other stuff with the pack that it really is just a side item and not a key feature. It looks cute. It looks fun. They're having some of their bottles of wine there. Hopefully we can sell them for a lot of money. I know we can. We can sell them for money. Love the barn setup. Super cool sink. I'm going to assume that it is functional because it's awesome. I love it. That would be great for a rustic cabin, not just a barn. That looks so cool. That is just awesome. I love that. I love all the light fixtures. This is cool too. Nice little wall hanging here. Little place to tie up the horse. Probably not functional, but it does look cool. So a lot of great decor items. The dirt floor is really cool. See a little kind of looks like hay, on the floor, right? Some hay thrown down on the floor. I know you can collect hay or whatever they called it, grass around the fields to feed your animals. So that's kind of cool. There's that big old grill. I love that. That's one of my favorite things. I do love the grill. It looks super authentic. Going to roast up some meat. And then this is the competition arena, right? The competition arena. It looks good on the outside. It does. Now I'm going to give them that. Whoever designed this at Maxis, this looks really good on the outside. It does look like a competition arena that you might see here in Oklahoma or Texas or New Mexico or Colorado, a whole bunch of places. It does look that way. Like I said, I don't really like the fact that it's a rabbit hole. And I hope that your horse actually does do a lot of the competition out here in this part that's outside that you can see. I hope that your horse does not walk through that door and there's like some sort of like little clock thing down there. And then the horse walks out and it's like, your horse won. Yay. Here's a trophy. Take it home. I hope that there's more to it than that, right? I do. Because I like action in the game. I don't like rabbit holes and I don't like I don't like text-based adventures. Text-based adventures belong to video games in the 80s. The 1980s is what we did, where we read the game on a screen and it would say, your Sim's in a dark tunnel and there's a fork. And do you want to go right or left? Well, that's what we're still doing in The Sims. Today, with some of this stuff, is we're doing those same sort of text-based adventures, and a little bit of it's okay, but not a lot. And I know there's going to be one in this pack, because they mentioned something like maybe you can find a cave in the national park. And it's just, I hope it's at least a hidden zone like in Oasis or Willow Creek or 6am or something. I hope it's something like that, where there's at least something there. But I'm afraid it's just going to be a text-based adventure, and your Sim either comes out with a scared moodlet or an energized moodlet and something in their inventory like a rock that they found, on the floor of the cave. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Now, she is going to run through some of her paces here, so obviously we're going to do some of the competition will be live. I hope that there's more to it than click do the competition, though, too. They kind of touched on that already. I hope there's more to it than click start competition, and then you just watch the animation, and based on how much you've trained your horse by running him through his paces at home or whatever, then that determines whether or not he wins, right? I hope it's more than that. I hope it's more active than that, active gameplay. I hope so. And I hope that she's not practicing there. I hope that she didn't just go there to practice, and what they're showing is her practicing, but then it kind of looks like the competition. But the competition, like I said, ends up being inside the rabbit hole. I have a lot of worries about that. I have a lot of doubts about that. So here we are, kind of, I don't know, kind of like at the dance hall, I guess. Yeah, the dance hall. It does look cool. Love the piano. We probably didn't need necessarily another piano, although this is a great skin for it. I do like the upright style. Very, very nice. I would prefer to get some more newer instruments in the game, right? Maybe some drums or something. But it's a cool piano. I do like it. I love the fact the horse comes inside. Gotta dig that. And I love that. Oh, it was so cute. The big daddy horse here with the little baby goat, and they're kind of nuzzling each other. Super cool. Now, one thing's coming up that I love, too. I thought this was really cool. It hasn't been touched on a whole lot. So there's this ghost been wandering around through the whole trailer. He pours her a glass of blue something, right? Blue wine. And she basically here, you're kind of distracted because the little goat's being cute, right? He is cute. But she basically comes back to life, right? So there's going to be some way, of course, there she is in full corporeal form there. There's going to be some way, I guess, you can brew something up to bring Sims back to life using wine or juice or whatever you want to call it. Now, we also have that in game already, too, through various means of bringing a Sim back to life. So, again, it's a nice side feature. It's a nice tie-in. I thought it was kind of cool. They didn't really super highlight it. It was kind of in the background. But that's going to be in there, too. And, yeah, it's okay. It's all right, right? It's all right. It comes out on July the 20th. Hooray, hooray. About 4 weeks away, I think it is. And let's see here. This is what you get if you buy it by August 31st. So you have a little time after it comes out. You do not have to pre-order this. You do not have to pre-order this in order to get these things. In fact, I don't think you do need to pre-order it, period. They will not run out of digital copies. And hey, wait until you see more about it, if you want. Now, let's talk nuts and bolts on this particular pack. So, there's a lot of cute things here. I mean, there's a lot of things I do like. It definitely feels like Strangerville 2.0 and Cottage Living 2.0, right? Definitely feels that way. And it feels a little light. Now, they usually have stuff that they do hold back a little bit, some surprises, right, that come along the pike. But it does feel a little light. What to say? It's $40. Let's put it that way. I'll put it that way because it's called Horse Ranch, and what it really should be called is horse, because it feels like everything revolves around like a horse, and there's not much ranching that I can see really. And in fact, the ranches look relatively small, and the pack feels small. The world as a whole, I mentioned this online on Twitter, feels small to me. It doesn't feel as vast and spread out as we kind of are reading it is. it doesn't feel that way. I mean, if they had done some big pullout and we saw the national park and it's all spread out, maybe I'd feel differently. And yeah, they do save some stuff like that for the live stream. But right now, looking at it, I feel like we get horses, we can train horses, we can run horses in competition. That's the horse, right? We get some baby animals, which are super cute, and I do really like them. They're great. So we get some baby animals. We get to make wine, which we can kind of already make. We get a new dance style. Was that it? Was that it? Did I just rattle it all off? Am I missing something? A horse, baby animals, wine, and a new dance style. I think that's it. So, I mean, it definitely feels small. You get to shovel manure. That's nice. And you get to collect grass. I almost forgot that. You do get to collect grass and bring it back for your animals. Both of those things, though, are relatively minor. And we can already collect stuff all over the place anyway. So, yeah, I really do feel like there's really not a lot here. Now, some people really, really love horses, and they're going to go crazy for it and buy it anyway. I'm going to get it for free. Let's just balls out there. I'm going to get it for free from the EA Creator Network, formerly a Game Changers program. I don't know if I would buy it based on what I'm seeing right now. If I was going to buy it, okay, if I didn't get it for free. And I'll be honest, horses are not my big deal. I didn't use them very much in previous iterations of The Sims, right? My son loved having a horse. He did. But I never really used them at all. So far, the ranching doesn't look like ranching, okay? It looks like, at best, cottage farming. And I'm not seeing anything big enough to support a true ranch, except for maybe that one lot, and even it didn't really look big enough. I mean, was that little small brown building off to the side supposed to be the barn? You know, with the bigger house? I don't know. But nothing is really saying ranch to me. And so I don't care about making wine either. I can make that sort of stuff already in game with Eco Living. So yeah, that's kind of where I am with that. There could be a whole bunch of other things come along. Yeah, you're right, Mina. Ranch hands can be hired, which is nice too. It's like probably gonna be like hiring a butler though, and he's gonna spend all day drinking your wine. I'm just joking. But that's probably gonna happen. They probably just reskin the butler, and the butler's gonna show up, or the ranch hand's gonna show up, get drunk on all that wine you just stomped out, and pass out which would actually be kind of funny. I would kind of like that, at least as a novelty for a little bit. So you also have a ranch hand too that you can hire. They do. I'm not super big on the Wild West theme or the Wild West furnishing, although I might use it to some limited extent in some places. So the build buy also is not super big for me, which is another reason why I might not buy it right off the bat. I'd buy it on sale. That's the thing. I would buy it on sale. Feels like a game pack to me. Feels that light to me. And what I'm interested in is probably more like a stuff pack's worth of stuff, but I'd buy it half off. I'd buy it for $20 as it stands right now, as we're looking at it right now from this very first trailer. Could there be some magnificent blow me away, knock me out of the water sort of thing? That's a great big surprise from the Maxis team coming in a live stream. Sure, there could be. Do I think there is? Nope. I don't. I don't think there is. I think that this is it. This is what we're getting. And, that's where it stands. So that's where I feel like it is at the moment. No, 40 by 40. I need a 64 by 64. I'd love 128 by 128 to make a true ranch. You guys, true ranch, right? True ranch. Okay. So please hit like, subscribe, and notify. And until the next stream, until the next time, thanks for watching.